Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Thank you. I'm Meredith Vieira. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Human Rights First Annual Awards Dinner. I've hosted this inspiring and thought-provoking event in previous years. I am so thrilled to be here again. Tonight, we will take measure of some of the most pressing human rights challenges in the world, and you'll hear about Human Rights First's innovative efforts to address them. That's what Human Rights First is all about, solutions. The organization fosters American leadership on human rights not to make a statement, but to make a difference. One man who has had an enormous impact on human rights throughout his distinguished career is Human Rights First Chairman. Please welcome William Zabel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I actually was thinking of diverting from my script because I could arguably talk about torture since I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. But that's too torturous to talk about. So I want to talk about our real agenda. Nearly 50 years ago, I had the responsibility and the privilege of writing the legal brief in a case brought by the ACLU on behalf of a white construction worker, Richard Loving, and his childhood sweetheart, Mildred Jeter, who was black. After they married in Washington, D.C., they went home to Virginia, and they were jailed and convicted of miscegenation. The case led to the end of bans on interracial marriage. The Loving case was in the news recently as Justice Anthony Kennedy, my classmate at the law school, cited in his majestic majority decision legalizing same-sex marriage. And what a glorious, it was a glorious victory for human rights. And Kennedy's use of the Loving ruling shows not the brilliance of my old brief, but how diverse efforts to advance human rights are linked together. Opponents of progress seek to divide different movements, but we know that freedom and equality for one group lead to emancipation and equality for others, just as bigotry and discrimination against one group lead to bigotry and discrimination against others. Tonight, our focus is on anti-Semitism. Now, some may see this as an issue only for the Jewish community. In fact, as the activists we honor here know, left unchecked, anti-Semitism leads to persecution of other minorities. In Europe today, neo-fascist parties are using anti-Semitic language and even Holocaust imagery to attack other minorities, as when a member of Greece's Golden Dawn threatened to send immigrants to the ovens and turn them into soap. It's almost unbelievable how this anti-Semitism is taking effect in these European countries today. So Human Rights First has long been fighting anti-Semitism, and we're now expanding this work because we see what a grave threat it is to not just to Jews, but to democratic societies everywhere. Ken Jacobson of the Anti-Defamation League says that Human Rights First is unique in the human rights community by making anti-Semitism a priority. You know, we couldn't do this work without your help. Yeah. We couldn't do this work without your help or make this a priority, and we're very grateful for your help. My thanks to you and to all of those of you who worked so hard to bring this evening about, starting with my fellow co-chairs, my wife, Deborah Miller, who needs to take a bow. Behind every successful man, there's a shocked mother-in-law, but a great wife has helped me immensely. The other co-chairs are Tom and Andy Bernstein, Stuart Colbert and Marcy Engel, Dan and Elisa Doktoroff, and Mike Rosen.